racism, white supremacy. That's our enemy. That's my point for keep bringing it up. Because I want us to understand we have an open enemy in our face. And we can overcome it, but we won't overcome it if we keep sticking our head in the sand and act like it's not there. We act like we don't have an enemy. That's my point for keep saying the same stuff over and over again. We're making progress. And you know, a big thing that we can do as black people here in America, we can start going looking at Africa. All the talent that we waste here holding up white supremacy, why not get dual citizenship and take our talents and go train people in Africa? Just a suggestion. I'm off the black mic.
All right, greetings to everybody once again in the room, with the exception of white people. And Brother Victor, I just, you know, I hear this, I just get tired of it. And I know it's just me because I'm worn out from having to listen to all these different white people and their, white people surrogates and their viewpoints. And just absolutely running into the problem and not seeing it. So, you know, we got to go to, we got to go into manufacturing, which is what I do. We got to go into manufacturing for us, which is what I do. But I'm not so naive, as to believe that we can cut off from white people, right away. Because, I can't employ everybody. Okay, I can't, but the whole idea is to work toward that step by step, by being able to provide black people with what we need. Of course, sometimes you gotta understand that black people, believe that the ice is colder when it comes from the white man. The white man's ice is a little bit more colder and better. I listened for years on here, and I used to listen to Juju, and I used to wonder, those people came from Yahoo, and I asked them a question: have you all ever heard him say anything positive about black people? And they would say no. I say, so I'm up against, there's another variable. There are black people who absolutely have no belief or marginal belief about black people. They will hire white folks because they don't believe in themselves. And sometimes you got to go the extra mile to train us, to teach us. But we gave the world its education. We taught white people up in the caves and hills of Europe. We gave it to them. And you got nerve to charge us, overcharge us for education that ain't doing us no good. And I'm talking about in technical fields. See, that whole 70s and 80s period, that was just a scam to make black people believe that we were going to be dealing on an equal basis. In the meantime, we just went backwards. Ain't no white man going to return to Gary to get black people from the next generation. And then if we so absorb thinking, oh, the same opportunity came for us in the 70s is going to come to those black people there in the 80s and the 90s, it was a scam. It was a mistake. And many of you, like me, you have left family members in cities and they've gone down because we were fools to believe that the same thing was going on for us was going to happen for them. White people lie. So, if you believe that white people are going, and now that those in certain range are older, you retired. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Teach. You've got to find a way to connect so you can teach them. I didn't go to school to get no goddamn job. I thought an education is supposed to give you an opportunity for you to do for yourself. What the hell we went to school to get an MBA to manage white people's company? What the hell is that for? A law degree to work on Wall Street for them. What is that for? If you don't do for yourself, ain't nobody gonna do for you. And that skills got that right. You know. And I don't see, skills that you would owe anything, because your rise didn't come on us. But those who benefited the most from black people who fought for the civil rights and fought, we owe the most. I owe a debt to those brothers that threw the Molotov cocktails. I owe. Because of them, I got in doors that were closed. And I'll be damned if I close a door on one of them. And most of you did too. Don't tell me about no goddamn good white people. Because they weren't good in our time. All they made was black people fall under the illusion of inclusion that made you think that you were somehow pulling up for the race when all you was doing was pulling up for them. And that's the truth. And I'm going to speak it from the mountaintop. The white race is a race of devils. Even you married to one of those bitches.
Hey man, okay, I'm here, Beret. I always keep my mic appointments, Beret. I'm never late, never tardy, never a no-show. But and for the people, like what Max was saying, man, that came before you, they made it easier for me, made it possible for me to achieve whatever I try to achieve. I feel that as well, and I appreciate their contributions. So I don't ever overlook that at any moment in time. I'm really cognizant about that. And Victocrat, Strike, she was saying that this black underwear company. There's black underwear companies out here, Vic. So man, we might have to go ahead and close your argument on that black underwear factory, man. We might have to close. Can we go ahead and close that out and get on to something else? We got a black underwear factory now. Nobody's standing in the way. Gatekeepers to the underwear market. And shoot, I feel a little bit better about myself tonight. I support EBT, and I'm trying to eat better today. You get it? But I'm gonna go ahead and sassy like that. Let me go ahead and pass this mic to Strike. Hey, go ahead, Strike. It's your mic. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't see me, motherfucker? You don't see me? Huh? Oh, alright. No, I didn't. I did no such thing. Yeah. Damn. I drew a blank. What the fuck was I talking about? Damn, I drew a blank. What was you talking about? Motherfucker. Jedi mind trick. Damn, I done forgot what the fuck you talking about. Yeah, I'm a trip. Yeah, I done forgot what I was going to talk about, man. This shit is crazy. Alright, let me get off the fucking mic. Oh my god, you just basically fucking numb my brain. That's straight.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were finished. Okay, Vic, I'm gonna try to answer your question because there was a lot of stuff that had gone on since I was last on the mic. But yeah, I think the question was something along the lines of why do you feel that Black-owned businesses you have to look for them versus the white ones? Is that what you were asking? I'm not really sure if that's what you were getting at or not, but is that what you were asking? Yes? Okay. So I agree that when you're going into stores like your typical retail chain stores, from a big business point of view, they're tending to market big business brands. And the big business brands are the cheaper ones. That's what I believe. Which is why it's easy for these smaller businesses, business owners, whether they're your hotels or underwear, don't get, well, I'm not going to say don't get to stay afloat, but they're bought out or they're taken out from underneath them or whatever. But I think part of the problem is as Black folks, they tend to go with what's most convenient. Even if they want to say, oh, I want to be supportive of the Black community, Black dollar, keeping the Black dollar in here, that it's just more convenient to jump into Walmart and buy your Fruit of the Looms for $6 than to go online and get you a pair of Champs boxers, even though they're not expensive. But I'm not fighting anything. That's just this is my opinion. I think that you want me to say something that I don't necessarily agree with. But I do agree from the standpoint of people buy what they're conditioned to see, and what we're conditioned to see are white owned products. I think that that is true. If that's what you're getting at, yes, I do believe that. But to say that, Black owned businesses, you got to dig deep. No, not necessarily, because a lot of Black owned businesses don't market themselves as Black owned businesses. Why? Because there's no reason to. If you're selling toothpaste, why the fuck would if I'm selling you toothpaste or selling toothpaste, period, why would I market my business as a Black owned business when I'm not looking just for Black dollars? I'm marketing to anybody looking for toothpaste. Right? That's just basic business. Like, I want to increase my profit. I'm not trying to ostracize any group of people based off of what I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like, let's take your underwear company, the Champ Boxers. He's not saying, hey, I'm a Black business owner, blah, 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 blah. He's like, yo, I got some drawers, they're cute or whatever, and here, whoever can wear them. It's not specific to Black people. So there's a lot of different, yes, Moon, they're cute or whatever. So it's not just about trying to pull in Black dollars. You're also trying to pull in that white dollar as well. So Champ Boxers, they're called Champ Boxers, not Champion. Those are two different brands. the brand that I'm specifically speaking about is what Vic keeps saying is not in existence, which is Black-owned businesses that make underwear. I just gave an example of one, which is Champ Boxers. Since he's a guy, so I use the male version of the underwear one. So, right, Sassy? That too. Like, we need to get in there and start owning our hair care product stores. Like, that's crazy to me that none of our hair stores are owned by Black people, and that people can come in and our corner stores, those bodegas, you know, whatever. Like, why don't we have a, I guess, monopoly on those stores in our neighborhoods, in neighborhoods that are of people, with people of color? It's crazy, right? So I get it. If that's what you're getting at, then I totally understand. But I don't agree that you have to dig, quote unquote, for those businesses. Furthermore, when you're talking about athletes and musicians, you have to understand when you talk about, I didn't say you didn't own the stores, Juju. What I'm saying is currently, right now, you don't. And that's fact. So don't try to tell me to shut up when that's real shit. I'm not too young to know. Like, I'm in my 30s talking about I'm too young to know. I'm very much aware of what is going on. But you walk into those same stores and they're not owned by Black people. Whether it's because those same Black people sold out, they got bought out, or they were forced to move out. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm just letting you know this is what it is. And I didn't say that it didn't happen. My grandfather used to own a bus company. So let's not do that. I'm very much aware of what Black-owned businesses can do and the power of the Black dollar. I'm very much aware of that. I'm just speaking on what me and Vic were talking about. So let's not go there. But anyway, back to the athletes and stuff owning. Now, when you talk about the music industry, I'm going to make that real short. A lot of musicians, they're on credit. They come into the business on credit. They're an investment. They come in owing money. Their contracts determine that. You're not getting paid until you put out a product that is profitable. So all that, the bonus and all of the shit that it is that they're, you know, sporting on these videos or in, you know, in the public eye, it's not real. It's not them. The people that are making their monies, like Mariah Carey's, your Michael Jackson's, your Prince's, shoot, even, well, no, I can't even say the Beatles because they were, yeah, they're Michael Jackson. It's about owning your product. They don't own their product. Most people don't. So I'll leave it there, I guess. Oh, my last thing, J. Kim, real quick. If everybody heard about Mary J. Blige and getting divorced from that dude or whatever, her manager guy, before that they resolved their divorce, she went to court and said that she doesn't have any money because she actually owes $25 million to her record company. How the fuck does that happen? And she's been in the business for 30 years. She doesn't own her master. She doesn't own her product. That's sad, isn't it? And this is what I'm saying. Like, that's insane. You owe somebody $25 million and you have a catalog as extensive as hers. She doesn't own none of it. So when you're talking about these music people putting forth, you know, money to buy things like football teams or basketball teams, it's not feasible because a lot of these people are indebted to these record companies. And with that, I'm off the mic.
Mic check. Hello. Oh shit. Thank you. Damn, that was depressing. I'm like, what the fuck? I was real depressed. I was going to talk about something, but you fucked me up with that Mary information. Man. Oh, man. Now, you know what? Actually, I'm finna go do a good deed. Sheesh. I need to quit saying yeah to people. But anyway, I gotta go help somebody out with a situation that requires a specialist, and unfortunately, I'm the fucking only specialist they can get a hold to. So, hey, let me ask you this, black folk. If I was to create a nation, right? I'm not talking about nobody else's name. I'm saying a nation within the United States. Muddy's Nation. Fuck it. We're going to call Muddy's Nation. And if that nation, Muddy's Nation, had a football league, black owned, is it okay if white folks buy into it? That's all the question that would be. That's the only thing I would ask. Is it okay for whites to buy into it? And if the answer is no, guess what? Oh well. Because I'm thinking for the football league to exist as it is, no black owners. That just means they don't want no black owners. But that don't mean you can't be a black owner of your own team, your own league. And I'm sure if a black league appeared, black folks would fall on their motherfucking hands and feet to get to it. Because just like black folks went to see that motherfucking movie, they'll go see their own kind get out on the football field. I'm thinking we forgot what it is to be black, man. Being black means to be an originator. Niggas is the ones chasing cabs and buses, and we must, you know, that's some nigga shit. I don't subscribe to that shit. I seen the power of boycotting those fucking buses, you know, did, and it fucked up a whole bunch of white folks' existence, and it humbled them. So you got to take shit like that a step further, and it's, I mean, her talking about her, what was it, granddaddy owned the bus company? That kind of woke me up. I'm like, whoa, no shit. If they don't give it to you, what's stopping you from going to get it on your own? And everything about all those great things, cities, states, nations, or whatever banks we had, not once did you mention we didn't have a military. You can't protect your shit if you ain't willing to die for it. Period. Of course they're going to take your shit. You're not willing to die for it. So, first of all, you create the military. Folks that are willing to die for whatever they build. And then you have all that going on. But you humbling yourself. It's confusing one minute. You sitting out in the lobby getting ready to go in the boardroom to ask for your team to be, you know, can one of the homies become the owner? But then all out in the hallway hollering about how the white man is the devil and how they niggas and all of that shit. So how do you think they gonna feel knowing that you think that way about them, and then you come in and ask, can you sit down at the table and break bread with them? That is some real retarded shit too. Some of this shit that's being said is confusing, and I'm hoping no kids, yeah, they hung up. I'm hoping no kids, I'll be thinking people don't know this. I'll be serious when I say that shit. No, it wrong. Hey, but the bottom line is, think shit out. And before you go asking somebody that you don't like, don't trust, don't give two fucks about, can you join them and participate in the things that they're doing? Step back and say, well, shit, have I given it a try my goddamn self? And if the answer is no, then fine. And understand also, whites hire blacks in black communities. But white man ain't gonna run around there talking about, yeah, I own this, I own that. He wants the appearance of that community in that business for them being represented, and he gonna stay in the cut. And he's gonna let them black folks run it like it's theirs. So when you got a black person, we don't have to do that. You know what happens? You have to turn around and word of mouth for black folk businesses. That's what you do. You don't put them on blast and make them a target. You word them out. Somebody's looking for this particular thing. You tell them about your friend, or you tell them about that black store. But to go out and say, hey, don't nobody do that shit. If you thinking and believing that the white man is the devil. I mean, see, white man is there. White man is here to fuck your whole life up. Now reveal yourself. That's some stupid shit. That's stupid. Why would anyone want to reveal themselves under those circumstances and conditions? It don't make sense. And I'm like, what the fuck is really going on? But yeah, I'd support a Nation Football League. 100%. Anybody that wouldn't support it, fuck them. But that's me. If the nation said we're going to have a football league tomorrow, it would jump off. The influence, the respect is there. Do something. Quit telling everybody else what they should do. Do something. I'd rather have my own shit, so I'm going to pursue my own shit. The next man do what the fuck you got to do. But to turn around and tuck your tail and crawl in there and humble yourself to the devil and say, Mr. Devil, can we have one? We don't want but one. Nah, fuck that. Mr. Devil, I'm going to copy every fucking thing you doing but that. And then I'm going to do it. Period. You got all these fucking empty ass lots and land and shit. Hey, what's that? Field of Dreams? Well, nigga, if you build it, they will come. Period. So get the building shit. And watch black folks gonna come, because they don't like being around them white folks. You see what white folks do at their concerts. They shoot them motherfuckers up. So you want to be all in that shit? Come on, man. Separate from that shit if you say they the devil. But if you steadily trying to join them, what does that make you? I'm just asking a question. Now, hold on. I got to go. My phone ring.
Wow, we're making progress in the room. He recognized that we have an open enemy, the goddamn white man. He recognized that. He recognized that, hell, we had our own cities. And he said that we didn't have a military. So our open enemy burned it down. Hey, we're making a lot of progress in this room today. It's Sunday. He recognized, no, I'm not whining. They go jigaboo. I'm not whining. He recognized that we can do whatever we want to do, but we did not have a military to protect it. Why would you need a military to protect it? Because there's an enemy that has an enemy, and he would tear your stuff down. Is that right, J. Ken? Shake it like a white girl. Is that right? I mean, but you shake it like a yellow girl. So we need an enemy because we need an army to protect what we have because we have an enemy. That's all we wanted. That's the main point. We have an open enemy. And brother, the reason why that a lot of our stuff failed is because they never integrated the banking system. They never integrated that. They integrated the bathroom for J. Ken in there and smell white folks' behinds. They integrated the cemeteries. They integrated the military. But what about integrating these banks? $1.3 trillion comes through our hands and we own less than 1% of the wealth of this country. Sister said her grandfather owned a bus company. Wow, it's enough black people to get on a bus. Why did that go under? I think we're waking up in this chat room, but to really measure if we are waking up or not, how much of the United States of America do we actually own? Less than 1%. That's worse of a condition than 50 years ago. We owned more 50 years ago. So we've been going backwards, but I think we're waking up. I think we're waking up as a people. We want to own things now. We just don't want to play on a team. We want to own a team. But what was stopping us from owning a team? We have an enemy. The same enemy who burnt the stuff down the first time, he still exists. And he's mean. He has some happy-go-lucky Negroes right in this chat room that think this is a perfect world when whites own everything. They love a world like this. The Jigaboo loves it like this. They'll shake it. They'll shake it for a Chinese. They'd love a world where the white people own all the football teams. They own all. And somebody like, hey, sister, how the hell is Mary J. Blige broke? God damn. Could it be some white people, some white people tricked her out of her money? See, we like to be in front of the camera, but we got to be behind the camera also. People like J. Ken, shake it like a white girl. Shake it, J. Ken, shake it. Now I think that we are waking up. But also, we know that the white man is our open enemy, but there are also some black devils that when we start talking like this, they start to shake it like a white girl for white supremacy. I mean, buck dancing for no reason. I'm off the black mic.
Hey, Cog, your mic. Hey, Cog, your mic.
Hello? Let me in my mic right. Can I get a this motherfucker saying some goddamn slander shit? Yeah, Chattapookie in this bitch. Y'all are saying some most slanderous shit. Y'all better smell fish. Cause I smell like spring break, motherfucking goddamn Captain D's. And some slanderous shit. Hit the anything, my white girl. Motherfucker, exploit these girls. These motherfuckers come down to New Orleans, motherfucking goddamn Christash shit, goddamn foot. I ain't toasted, but people saying I'm a sellout just because these white people look dumb. I'm like, how is that? Mama, Gary, what they even saying? Goddamn, oh shit! This is. I'm like me speaking over City World bullshit, this blackfish bullshit. Yeah, I wish I was back in Australia. I would, if anything, to go back to Adelaide or oh god, I wasn't in Adelaide. I would have. Y'all just don't know. I made the biggest mistake. If I knew Trump was gonna fucking win, I would have stayed my black ass in Adelaide. For real. But I don't bow down to any white person, man. I know how calculating they are. White people are so fucking calculating. And they saying white women and black men. White women will stab themselves in the fucking back before they even think about niggas or us. I mean, shit. They will stab themselves in the back. Think about us. I mean, yes, I have person a shot of Patron, a shot of Patron for her to eat a booger for her to eat a booger before she did it. I was like, let me film you eating a booger. Let me film you eating a booger before you take this shot of Patron. I mean, am I a sellout for that? That bitch ate a booger. That ate a motherfucking booger. And y'all think that I just want to exploit white people. Boogers ain't tasty. I was like, look at you, oh, spring break, dancing to a motherfucking Taylor Swift ass white bitch. Eat this booger before you take this shot. Nigga, I'm evil. I'm complicated, man. Hey, come back, Pookie. Hey, Muddy, you got a hot mic, man.
How about now? That's weird.
Hey, Muddy, fix that mic, man. I'm gonna take the stat off you. Hey, Strike. This topic about what you're talking about. We've talked about. You can't talk to Victorcrat. Victorcrat is a professional whiner. He's a professional whiner. The white man is the devil. The white man is the devil. Has always been established. Why, Strike? Because Victorcrat has been saying the same goddamn thing for over, I would say, going on 15 years. When somebody say, "Okay, Vic, what have you done to convince me that your way of thinking to me?" And he's done nothing. The only thing he does is degrade a white man. I'm thinking, hey, dude, I can do that. Do that by myself. So if you're asking you thing that benefits black people in 15 years, why in the fuck do I want to listen to you? I have never seen business survive. If you know, white people, white only businesses, not many of them. If you Asians don't have just only Asians. If you want to survive in this very difficult and competitive world, your black ass can't have a just black business. If you want it to fucking survive. If you don't want to look at an initial investment, you cannot. I've seen it before. I have never seen a black only fucking business where they're only looking for black patrons. I have never seen it survive or for them to make no more money than they would work at a motherfucking job. Never. They said some of them, yeah, survive, but you make as much money as a motherfucker working for the white man. You don't make no extraordinary amount of money. So you can't listen to somebody like Victorcrat. Victorcrat is only in here to tell you something that you already know. You know, he in here telling people that donuts got holes in them. You know, and I'm thinking, hey Vic, I got it, man. I know it. Donuts got holes in them, motherfucker. You ain't got to keep telling me that a donut has a hole in it. And that's all he's been doing for 15 years. He's telling you shit that you feel as a black person, that you experience as a black person, but yet when you question him about his accomplishments in the midst of white supremacy, he ain't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I can't listen to that nigga. You know, you guys, y'all do you. I can't. If your job is just point out to me that Mr. Charlie is, I'm going to have to tell you thank you very much and get the fuck on. Hey, I think Striker's eating a booger. Hey, Striker, will you eat that booger and take that shot that Pookie gave you so you can get the mic?
Jay can move. I didn't know you were done. Because y'all like abruptly end your conversation. You don't say pass the mic, nothing. Y'all just finish your thought and then just drop the mic. But anyway, what was I saying before? Oh, I'm mad that Victocrat left. I don't see his hand up anywhere. But he made a comment saying that he wanted to know why my grandfather's bus company went under. It didn't go under. It was successful for 30 years. And he sold it. So there's a difference. Hey, Marvo. How are you? But, yeah. He was making some good points. I also agree with what Skills and J. Ken were saying, generally speaking, about people that tend to come and tell people, especially black people, what they need to do and how they need to move independently. But then at the same time, will also make commentary about how you can't do that because the white man won't let you. Like, that's just, it's counterproductive. Now, I don't believe that it's impossible or even unattainable at this point, a black person to own a NFL or NBA team, because you see black people with small percentages of these teams, but it's really more about whether or not we or the black people that are attempting to purchase have the collateral to back it up. Like, for instance, I don't know if y'all knew, but you know, the Rockets just sold last year. And it sold to a white guy, a billionaire white guy. But did y'all know that Beyonce tried to purchase, they were in a bidding war for the Rockets to purchase it? So, right. So it's stuff like that where I'm like, looking at her and her man's money, was it enough? Or how did that work out? Was it because he was white that he got it? Or were they not able to put the money up, or whatever the situation was? I don't know. But please don't be spreading misinformation again that black folks don't have any kind of ownership or that they aren't attempting to purchase these teams. The Panthers, it was announced last year that they're going to be selling, the owners are going to be selling their team. And Diddy has been on that shit since I said misinformation, Juju. Disinformation isn't a word. But Diddy has been on a campaign on social media like, yo, tell them that I'm interested. I want to purchase that team. Steph Curry stepped up and said, hey, I want to put in on it too. So it wouldn't be surprising at this point if they made some kind of LLC in which they put all of this money into a company and purchase it as a multi-owner situation. But who knows if that would be allowed? I don't know how they make those determinations. I know that you have to be voted in by other owners, but it's interesting when it comes to, I guess, people of color possibly stepping up and becoming part of the billionaire boys club, so to speak, and all of a sudden they change the rules. So it may be, J. Ken, I agree. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't know how they would be splitting the ownership up if multiple people invested into that, especially black people invested into that. But I think it will be interesting to see. When Victocrat was making the comment about athletes owning these teams, makes sense. I agree. But you have to also understand there's been multiple documentaries about this where people that retire, athletes that retire, go broke within 5 years of their retirement because they didn't manage their money well at all. They were living beyond their means. And what's weird is when you're playing sports, it's different than when you're playing or when you're like in the music industry where you're kind of indebted to your record company and into 360 deals, and where this company is constantly taking a piece of what you have going on to where you can never get into the black. These athletes get their money, but they just don't spend it well. And yes, Sassy, you're right. They just don't. They're not paying their taxes. They're having like $1 million mansions, all of these like crazy cars, spending money, you know, throwing thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars towards hoes, having all these fucking kids out of wedlock. And then when they don't have any source of real income, and all of that dries up and they're left with nothing. Of course, they're not going to be able to turn around, regardless of their legacy, and be able to purchase any of these teams or buy into any of these teams. They'll be lucky to get a sportscaster position on ESPN. And that's like with your fingers crossed that you're able to do something like that. So I think it's real interesting when people make those like, oh, well, this is what we should be doing. Nobody's doing the Marshawn Lynch thing. And I think he is definitely an example that most athletes should be taking. He didn't spend a dime of the money he made in the NFL. He lived modestly and walked away with being able to say like, yo, I got literally tens of millions of dollars that I haven't even touched yet. That's a beautiful thing. And that's a rarity. And unfortunately, that's not a story, a financial story that is being pushed. Even Mayweather reading ass. I'm like, how the fuck was he able to keep that kind of money? Like, that's crazy. But whoever he has around him clearly knows what the fuck they're doing. And that's a beautiful thing. But that's not something that we as collectively are able to do. And that's not something that is being passed on in these, from athlete to athlete or whatever, like, yo, don't do this, don't do that. They're just like, yo, get money, spend money haphazardly, and then this is what winds up happening. A bunch of broke niggas going out of the NFL or the NBA or whatever, just as broke or even more broke than they came in. But that's what happens when you cut $1 million checks to kids that don't know any better. But I think that's part of the system as well, in order to keep the ownership the way that it is. Because they can't keep their money, they're encouraged to spend it instead of saving it or investing it. And then this is the shit that winds up happening, unfortunately. But we just got to do better financially. Ollie, your mic.
Well, what you're saying, I don't agree with. They do know better because they all went to college. They all have life experiences, and they've seen the people that fail. You know, some people learn by experience, some people learn by reading, some people learn about other people's mistakes. What's up, Poopa? And that's the honest truth. But I really think that I really think Daniel Cormier from MMA. Never mind. I stopped reading this out. But I believe that to own the NFL team is a lot of stress. And it's easy to say when you don't have the money, I will do this, I will do that, I will do this, I will do that. But when you have the money, most people don't want stress. Most people don't want these problems. I knew a guy when I was in Okinawa, man. He was a millionaire. And he used to come to Okinawa just to get away from the stress. You know, and that's a lot of people don't understand. So, you know, stress, to have no stress is one of the best things in life. And some people have life experience. Who helped that guy? These people don't owe these other people, you know, a lot of people nothing. I thought he was from Lafayette there, Pookie. I thought he's from Lafayette, from over there by Girard Park. But anyway, a lot of people don't want stress. And businesses, sometimes it brings stress. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay for these insurance. You got to think about your liabilities. You got to think about, you know, all these other issues and stuff. And stress is not worth it. You only got one life to live. And why you want to deal with stress? Anyway, I'm off the mic. Dr. Shamaj, your mic. Vic, your mic.
Y'all not playing with the lineup today. I just want to respond to the young lady. You see that it's actually kind of hard to look at a situation with black people and not have these negative things to say, right? You tried to do it. You were like, and I wish you guys would come up here and talk about the positive, but their wife is taking all their money. They're bankrupt 2 years after they leave the league, and they don't collectively put their money together. See how hard that shit is? It's horrible. It really is, because you really want to give them credit and say, hey, you're making it, you're doing things, going positive. And then you breathe and you try to come up with the answer and you go, damn, I really do have a hurdle to climb. There really is a problem when Jay-Z and people of that stature that really have a little bit of change don't have enough change. You know, you look at Dr. Dre when he made that deal on Beats. I don't want to say he got beat, but he got beat. You know, you're absolutely correct. And it is really about nation building, right? And that's why I say we have to somehow separate. Start your own stuff. Start your own communities. Be in charge of your communities. You know, I look at the Black Panthers when they first came about in the 60s and 70s. They were about change. And that change was good. But what happened? What happened? We allow others to come in and mess with the ideas and the intellectual properties we have. Do you think that the black colleges would be in such bad shape if they still had black athletes? I mean, real black athletes? You know, you have to thank guys like Walter Payton who stayed, Doug Williams who stayed at these black colleges. But you got so many of them going to these big universities, and the universities, all they do is drain them and then give them really nothing back, barely an education. Most of them don't get degrees. So it's really a kind of a slave system. And black people keep becoming a part of it instead of going back to those black universities, giving that money and energy to those schools. But it is going to be a constant problem until we really look at it in a real way and try to make real adjustments. I'm not saying we haven't. I'm just saying that the ones we have made, they've been momentary or reactionary, and they haven't been real substantial and real, what's the word I want to use, consistent. Real consistent, to where you see something pop up out of it. Vic might tell me I'm different with the NOI, but after that, what do you have? NAACP, you had a white woman trying to be in charge. I'm just saying. It's always, you know, yes, I'm not going to discredit them either, because we need these civil rights, civil activists who are out there fighting for the people. But there's got to be a different way than social programs. There's got to be a different way than relying on, you know, Uncle Sam to take care of your education. There's got to be a different way, and it's got to come from within. Anyway, I'm done. Who's up? Hey, line just bounced up. Come on, Pookie Jackson. It's good to see you, Pookie. It's your mic.
Hello. But yeah, you damn right. This is the college athletics, nothing but like a race horse or back system. They're not paid, they're not respected. While they bring income to build stadiums, like you said, LSU, UCF. University of Alabama, University of Auburn, they just bring in income to these colleges that are just not. That's why I explored WWE, explored ECW when I wanted to just, if I'm gonna bust my body up, let me get on TV, let me look good, let me get a TV deal or a shoe deal or merchandise deal. But this NAA, the NCAA is bullshit. NCAA, Cam, NCAA. What's the brother name that played for Norway, that Kardashian? What was his name? He was in New Orleans for a while. Our ball was screwed over, of course, but I'm talking about NFL. What's his name? He played. But yeah, but I mean, it's bull crap. It's all about just racehorses, man.
Hey, Pookie, you drop your mic. Again, hey, stop that. Pookie is, you drop your mic. Put a one in the room. Put a one in the room there, Pookie. I guess he's gone. Yeah, LSU used to pay, well, let me stop lying. They used to give you, like, cook you up with an after-school job or a summer job and stuff. You don't actually go to the job. You just say, they say you work there, and they give you some income. But I think the schools need to pay these people who, like, the first string and the second string, some type of income, because these schools are actually making billions of dollars. Not all schools, of course, but some schools are, off these athletes. That's including everything from football, basketball, even tracks, and track and stuff. That's the honest truth. And there are a lot of black billionaires out there. There are a lot of them, but it's distress. No one want to deal with this. Yeah, college sports is a $1 billion industry. It is a $1 trillion industry, to be honest to you. It's no longer a billion. Go to the Wall Street Journal and stuff. They're all talking about it, especially this March Madness thing, whatever going on. Billions of dollars will be taken from there. Will be taken up. But I agree with someone said before. These darn programs, these government programs, you have to be independent. Long as if I make you eat, I'm gonna tell you how to eat. I'm gonna dictate everything. If I give money to you, I would dictate everything a part of your life. And that's what's gonna happen. Because why I'm gonna give you money if I'm not? And that's the honest truth. Let me see what else. That's really NFL. Someone's over $1 million. Oh, the NFL is way more than that. Just because look what ESPN did to Disney. Oh, 50 billion. Okay, then okay, that makes sense. But they losing. But NFL's losing audience. That's why they going to England. That's why they going to Mexico. The only country that bit into the NFL is Mexico. England is not really biting. They don't really give a fuck up that much about football. Basketball, man, those guys went to. When I was in Italy, they had American people in Americas. They had American basketball players in Italy. They had American basketball players in Korea. They have American basketball players everywhere I've been to and stuff, just to play basketball in those countries. And they was like pro teams and stuff. Even in Turkey, in a lot of places, and even under those stand classes, those stand countries. But anyway, I'm off the mic. It's dinner time. Y'all have a great day.
Hello, can I be heard? Mic check. Hi, good guy. Hi, Monetary. Hi, Twin. Hey, Pooba. I got on the mic primarily because I wanted to talk about athletes that are outside of the United States. I don't know much about the athletes that are in the United States just because I don't live there. Hi, Bimini. Good to see you, sis. But I know that, like what Ollie was saying, like athletes, different countries and stuff like that. So what's happening in the South Pacific right now is that young athletes that are doing extremely well, that are very talented that, you know, like, especially like, for example, I'm going to talk about Fiji because, you know, I know more about the Fiji rugby team. The sevens team have won the gold medal at the Olympics. They've won numerous trophies in the sevens tournament. And what other countries are doing, primarily Caucasian countries, such as France, they're actually offering the players more money to have them move from their native place and go play in a different country, and they'll pay them more. And these players are taking it. So essentially the country is losing their athletes to other countries. And I've seen it happen not only in France, but even Japan is doing that too, where they're buying out players. There's a lot of Pacific Islanders that are now playing on the Japanese rugby teams, and the France rugby teams. But that's not to say that it only happens with Caucasian countries. New Zealand, yes, being predominantly Caucasian, has a huge Maori establishment and population. And the Maoris, actually, for the New Zealand All Blacks, are actually taking Samoans. So the Samoans are leaving their country to go play in New Zealand because they're getting paid more. So essentially, I think the issue is that people are not getting paid enough, but it also takes away from traditionally what the country loves and adores. Like, Samoans love their rugby. However, the rugby team is brutal. It is horrible in sevens, and it's horrible in the union, which is international rugby. And I'm afraid that it's going to happen to Fiji, and it's already happened to Tonga. So, I mean, I think it's a concern for a lot of people. But, yes, AZBYCX, I said Fiji. But, Strike, you're right. They're being bought. And I feel like that's what's happening. It happens in, like, the NBA and the NFL as well. Players go to different teams because they get bought out. Anyways, with that being said, mic is free.
Thank you for your candor, Miss Scand. My twin, letting us know what's going on over there in the Fiji Islands. Hey. But yeah, I think that it's an American model. And Ollie made a point that these athletes know better because they have a qualification. Now you have to understand that just because these athletes are student athletes does not mean that the degrees that they're earning are, if they even get one, for one, are helping them manage their money or setting them up for a career after they get out of school. Now, at my school, I'm speaking from experience here, a lot of the student athletes are taking easier courses. They're taking essentially easier majors because they have to travel, get extensions, they get a lot of leniency when it comes to the work that they do turn in. So, not to take away from those that actually earn their degrees, but I've seen students skate by because they're there for make the money based off of their sporting event that they participate in by selling tickets, merchandise, etc. So this idea that, oh, well, you know, you have a degree, you should know better. No, because education doesn't, correlate, well, doesn't equate, I should say, not correlate, doesn't equate to experience, nor does it equate to wisdom. So if you don't understand what you're doing, and not only that, but you're there for a reason. You're there to work, essentially. You're there to do well in these games, to pull in that money, to make as for my particular school, they're trying to move into the tier 1. So guess what that means? There's a lot more, hey, Fat Daddy, there's a lot more black folks going to my school than in the past 5 years. They're making, and when you get to move up in tier, that means that your acceptance rates can go down because they can be a lot more choosy. They can also increase tuition. They can also build new facilities, etc. So all of these things, it kind of pushes the school in itself up. I did like the fact that, I don't know who mentioned it, if it was somebody else, about how white schools are pulling away from the HBCUs. And what you're also finding is now that these Ivy Leagues are trying to get in part of the action as well. Actually, Harvard, Brown, Princeton, etc., they've actually lowered their qualifying credentials to get into their school so that they can build up their teams, because they have to lower those things in order to get a certain caliber of person. So it's like, oh, you play basketball? Okay, well, instead of having a 4.5 GPA to get considered, now it's, okay, well, we'll take you in at a 2.5. Because they also understand that if you're a student athlete, whether it's in school or college or whatever, then, well, yeah, I'm being extreme, but they do lower their GPA standards and all of that stuff for student athletes so that they can get more people playing on their teams, better people playing on their teams. So they all want a part of this action. And yes, technically what you're doing essentially is, again, you're working for free. What they try to say is, well, we give you a free education. Do you really though? If I'm a student athlete and I'm part of a team that is netting you $150 million a year from televised events, merchandise, etc., and you're giving me a $40,000 education, maybe, how does that even balance out? That's crazy. And then not only that, but it's in a degree that I can't even fucking use when I get out. So yeah, you're essentially working for free. And yes, that is a model that you see globally going around, which is why you see black folks playing in China, playing in Europe, all of that, because they're like, well, if I can't get in the NBA, well, they're going to buy me and we can go over there. Right, Hyacinth, they don't, because it's right. And that's exactly what I was saying, because I've taken courses like that with those people. The course that I was in is actually not, but the class was overwhelmingly athletes, and they were having a hard time to the point where the teacher had to amend things, whether it was due dates or the quality of work that she was accepting, because of the fact that she's dealing with a class that was half athlete that couldn't come to class or didn't. These professors, they get their classes on the basis of how many people pass and how many people fail or whatever. So if everybody's giving failing work, that means that you got a curve to make it uniform so that it doesn't look like she's not doing her job. When reality is, just don't care enough to do well on their own. So it's really interesting and sad at the same time that, it's kind of looked at as, oh, well, if you have a degree, then, you're smart and you know what you're doing. And that's nowhere near true at all. And yes, these college education, these college athletes really are not, it's just like it's just a modernized version of slavery. You're working for free. You jump into the NBA, you're doing the same shit because you're not making anything close to what you should be making. Owners and, the people who actually, like the owners of the teams or whoever is investing in the ownership get. They're making billions off of this shit. And you're making maybe a few million, a couple $100 million. And you're projected to literally spend all of that out before you even hit 45 years old. And it's really sad. Moon, shut up. Next on mic.
This is one of the first times there was more conscious black people in the room than jigaboos. This is the first time. Now, sister, you're saying that the educational system is failing us in this country. And even if you're not an athlete, let's say you get through school. I know a couple of people that get full board scholarships. But when they get out, who's going to hire them? Our enemy is going to hire his people first. So even if you get your education, the proper education, should we be going to our enemy to hire us? So shouldn't we be building something for self? Now check this out. You fished and you found a black underwear company. Give it up for the sister. Okay, let's find a black hospital. Let's find a black law firm. We need all of that. We need all of that. The HBCUs, they are federally funded. Why aren't black people funding the HBCUs? And you said all of these millionaires, these sports athletes with all this money, and you told us about how bad they spend their money. How did you find out about their bad spending habits? That out through the media. But you never said anything bad about the bad spending habits of those never said anything about that. But all on good is black people in this country, we have to go into ownership. And when you get into ownership, that's when your real enemy shows up. That's when you're going to see your enemy face to face. And that's our problem in this country. We don't understand. When you go into ownership, enemy. This. South Africa understand that they have a real enemy. In the United States, for some reason, black people, after we've been hung on trees, after we went through Jim Crow, the jails are filled up with black men. The black woman is without a man, turning lesbian, and we still don't see our enemy. Don't an open enemy. We think it's sweet out here in these streets. We really think it's sweet out here. But we have to go into our black men. I have to go back to us. We have been feminized to the point where we don't want to go into ownership. We don't really want power. We go for rights, but we don't go for power. We have become feminized. So when you hear people talking about we should own a black hospital, I up the ante, sister. I had to get us through the underwear first. But there are black clinics. Why is it taking Umar Johnson so long to get $3 million? The Republicans can get that at a luncheon. All of these millionaires we have, but we don't trust ourselves. Why don't we have any black universities that we dictate the curriculum? Why is that? It's not because we don't want it. It's because we have an open enemy that stops it. We actually have an open enemy. Because we once upon a time, we wanted to be the mayor. We wanted to be the police chief. We wanted to be the school superintendent. Hell, we wanted to be the president. We did all that. Now we want to own things. Now you're going to see your enemy up close and personal. Everything you try to own, that's war. Our enemy always have to be in a position of power. This is why he's feminizing the black male. So black man, we got to stop being sissies. We got to stop booty popping for white supremacy. Our black women don't like to see us booty popping on a handstand. They don't appreciate that. Black men, we have to own and operate. Ownership. But if you a sissy, that sounds funny to you. That sounds strange. You have an enemy. I'm off the black mic, black supremacy.
It's gotta take what these white folks get around in them. I mean, how old these motherfuckers? They ain't shit. They I never met. I work around so many white people as a manager. I never met so many conniving fuckers. Not only they will stab a black person or employee in the back, they will actually stab white people in the back. They just don't give a fuck. It's all about individualism. Individualism is what white culture. They say, you have no culture in the people. You have no the people. Individualism is white culture. And you can't live off being individual. You can't live off of fuck you. Fuck you, I got mine. Fuck you, I got mine. I'm okay, I got mine. Live off that shit. You can't live off that. And that's what white culture is based on. That white culture is being kind of endangered like a goddamn koala. But white folks ain't cute. Koalas are cuter than white folks. I love koalas. That's just my thing. I'm sorry. This is a minor side note. Anyway, but it's just the fact that there's no sense of fan. And that's why white folks say, I don't like Black Panther. I don't like Black Panther. It's just too black empowerment. I had a white person say they didn't like Black Panther because it was too black empowerment. See, not have us have empowerment of ourselves, or responsibility of ourselves. You know, it's just too much empowerment for you black people. I need to keep you under my foot. I need to keep your neck under my foot. You dirty white mother. I've taken psychology and fucking education. Yeah, fuck a piece of pretty. I know some pretty young things. I know some pretty young things that have done some strange shit. Some piece of paper degrees. So degree don't mean shit at the end of the day. If you look, it's a learning experience. IQ. Sick of these white people coming in this goddamn room talking about fucking IQs. They type that shit. The average IQ of a black man is 21% lower than a white man. There's no such fucking thing as a fucking IQ, you dirty motherfucking baloney smelling ass fucking white bastard bitch ass motherfucking cracker. God damn it. There is no measurable intelligence test for any human being, mammal or fish or goddamn fucking down the bacteria living thing. God damn it. IQ! I have a higher IQ than you! There's intelligence tests for any animal or even human. Because when you think about it, you have to think about culture. Okay, I'm a white man in Alabama. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. I'm a white man in Alabama, Roll Tide. I can do whatever I want. I go to work at Walmart every day. You gonna stick me into the Arctic of goddamn Alaska. Am I gonna survive? If I'm a redneck from Alabama and you stick me into the Arctic of am I gonna survive? No, I'm gonna freeze the fuck to death. Does that make you ignorant? Or does that make you smart? Does that make you? That's my. Or hello. I am from Uganda. I am from Uganda. I am a farmer. I farm goats. I am not from Wakanda. Don't get it twisted, nigga. Don't get it twisted, you American nigga. Don't get it twisted, you bitch. I am not from Wakanda. I am from Uganda. We is poor. We eat our boogers to survive. To get in order, we had our boogers. We had to eat our boogers. Take me to goddamn motherfucker survive. Am I gonna survive in Beverly Hills? Just drop fucking Uganda and am I gonna survive? So fucking IQ test. IQ based environment. I mean IQ test. Can I get a 1? Hello. Can I get a 1? Can I get a 1? Hello. Can I get a 1? 1. Okay. IQ tests are based on experiences, life experiences, culture. What culture you grew up. So how you think white people got their little statistics out? You nigger monkeys have a lower IQ than me. I never lived your goddamn environment. You thin lip, peanut butter and cheese and ketchup on everything ass fucking cracker motherfucker. That's why I can't never. Y'all just don't get it. Why can't I? What I gotta do to make you understand? What do I gotta do to make you? I mean, there's I'm sick of white people bullshit. IQ is bullshit, along with diamonds is bullshit. Along with it's all bullshit. It's not a wonderful white world. It's just the fact that they created this bullshit to just make us feel like, just make people of color feel like they're inferior, but it's all a game. It's all odds. Look for the little man behind the screen. I share the mic, especially with Scandalous. Scandalous! Talking about you and me. Marvelous! Baby, can't you see? You're about to get the microphone. In 3 seconds, you see. Tonight is gonna be scandalous. Tonight is gonna be scandalous. Oh, I'm for fucking with y'all. Want the mic though, but for real, white folks is motherfucking evil. Check the mic.
Can I go? I can't. He was breaking up. I couldn't tell when he got off the mic. But Vic, I have a question. Well, not really a question, more like a statement, but maybe in the form of a question, possibly. But either way, when you were talking about the athletes and how they don't do well, the media doesn't necessarily differentiate between. I'm talking after they leave the leagues that they are a part of, Pookie. It's weird that you are trying to assume that the white players also don't have those same issues, because I don't see them picking up any extra like sports casting or moving into coaching or anything like that. No, Super, I'm not white. Anyway, so I don't know if I would go that far. It seems that they, right, Pookie, but I don't know how their money specifically is being used, because as Vic did say, when you look at the media and the documentaries that are done, they tend to be on Black people and how they have the issues with managing their money after they get out. So I'm not really sure. Also mention how the appropriate or miss me. What you have to understand is people don't look at what a billionaire is doing with their money because they're billionaires. The people that own these teams are billionaires multiple times over. Their family has money, they come from money, you know, so this idea that that we should be looking into the owners, people tend to not go that far because they look at it like, hey, you have money, you have way more money than they do. So why is that an issue here, if that makes any sense? So I'm not really sure exactly what point you were trying to make when you made that statement, but I don't want you to think that because Black people are the ones that tend to be in the media as being broke, that these white players are also, especially in sports like hockey that are white dominated, golf that is white dominated. These people are not coming out and making like tens of millions of dollars unless they continue with their endorsements and things of that nature. So I don't want you to make that assumption either, that white folks aren't also struggling when they get out of these leagues. I'm not European. I am a Black woman. Y'all are insane. How do you sound white? How do you sound Black? It's crazy, but either way, yes, I go bowling. And Pookie, I really wish that you weren't breaking out as much as you were, because I would have loved to hear everything that you had to say. But, oh, when you guys were talking about, somebody mentioned something about white people not being, I don't know if it was Vic or Pookie, the culture of individualism, that is the white culture. What you have to understand also in that, which I also thought was interesting, which is a good point, and it's actually, I feel, very true. Yes, Pookie. It is very true. It is individualistic, but also there's been a shift in racism into classism, and that has been pretty much the standard since probably mid-century, mid-20th century. What you're seeing now is a bunch of white people that are poor that are being treated as they're colored folks that they think that they're better than. So it's really interesting to see these same people that still blindly invest, as Vic was talking about, like, why doesn't anybody go into giving money to Umar Johnson's school? Well, I think the problem with Umar Johnson, I think he was a really bad example for you to use, because he has been known to be fraudulent. And I think that's part of where his issue is. Now, I totally agree if you're making the point that white folks tend to support their own and they'll just throw money blindly at people, you know, like when you use the Republican Party. But look what wound up happening. This throwing money blindly and throwing your support blindly behind a white person got Trump into office. And now look what Trump is doing. Trump is treating these poor white folks that put him there like the Black folks. And that shit is funny as fuck to me, to see these people not realizing that they are being treated in the same manner that they think that they're, and they still have this idea that they're better than. And I'm like, dude, you're losing the same access to healthcare and welfare and all of these things that is always being put on people of color as resources for people of color. These are the same things that you are losing as well. So it's really funny to see how this is moving into a classist, and has absolutely moved over that line now into a classism. And it's sparking this culture of individualism where everybody's pretty much on some pick me type shit, backstabbing each other. It's not about, okay, well, we're going to gang up on the person of color in the office and, you know, make sure that they don't get the promotion. Now it's, okay, well, I'll do it for them. And also moving over to, I'm also going to stab my brother in arms, another white person in the neck, in order to get that position as well. So that was a really good point, Pookie. I like the fact that you brought that up. You. Scandy, it's your mic.
Okay, Strike, I was actually going to talk about that too, because I thought that was an excellent point that Pookie brought up. Hey Juju, hi Cranes, hi OG, hi Janet, sorry, hi Red Dot. Sorry, everyone's saying hi to me. Let me talk about what I was going to talk about. But I think it's also the fact that Western society, like Pookie was talking about, that it's a European thing, individualism. But I think Western society has also embraced it, and it's so entrenched in how we grow up that we don't even realize that we're doing it, and that we're behaving that way, because it has become the norm. And you're right, it does go into classism. But it's not only that, yes, it's become the norm. But it's also classism that is going to a greater extent where you're learning it in school. You know, you have your little groups that don't like each other. Oh, they make fun of each other. It starts at a really young age. And it's interesting that you mention about whites and blacks in the United States. Well, where I live right now, primarily in the Vancouver area, whites are considered minority here. There are more ethnic groups than white people here. And the white people feel like they are on the bottom of the ranks, and they feel kind of threatened, and they don't know what to do. But I also see it between the same groups. Oh, that person is not at the same level as my family, even though we're the same skin color or we have the same cultural ethnical background. We are still not the same because they are not part of my culture. They're not part of my group. They're not part of that economic status. But I mentioned this last week, I think, in the room, and I was talking about individualism versus collectivism, and I said that it's very difficult for me as a person that comes from a collectivistic society to be raised in an individualistic society, because there's that constant struggle, there's that constant battle of what is going to be considered to be collectivistic and what is going to be considered individualistic in my house. And I think that a lot of the times that I struggle, even growing up, I struggled with it, because I came from a culture that everyone deals with everything together. If one falls, they all fall. If one rises, they all rise. And everyone helps to get to that point. And when that one person falls, everyone helps to help that person back up. But in our society that we live here, and whether it be in the United States or in Canada, it's always, oh, if that person falls, yeah, you can support them. But remember, you got to watch out for yourself first. Because if they take you down, it's over. You lose everything. So you always got to protect yourself. And I don't know if that's probably an issue or if it's a good thing. Because of how today's society is, it may be a good thing not to be collectivistic. Because there are some really hateful people out there. And primarily in the United States, I would probably say that it's better to be individualistic. I think in Canada, I think it's a good thing as well. Yeah, I think in some cases it is, because you don't know who you can trust anymore. But if I were to go back home, I would only want to be collectivistic, because I feel that it's more convenient and it's better that way. Interesting strike. I don't know much about what happens in the United States, just primarily because I didn't grow up there, so I don't speak a lot about it. And I don't want to offend anybody as well. So I speak about where I was born and where I was raised. Anyways, with that being said, mic is free.
Hello, yes, Pookie, I have to say thank you because I understand you drinking, what's your name, Patron right now. So I went and looked at the Patron stocks, and right now I didn't know the company name. Let me see, Riccardi bought Patron. I didn't know that. So what I did was looked at Bacardi stock to see if it's going to go up. But now I'm looking, Remy Martin Cognac is going up in shares. Is this Remy Cointreau Cognac? The symbol is RCO. It went up from, it says Remy Cointreau Cognac. Let me see, read it right. I got the link right here. And I went and looked at the stock quotes. It went up from $90 to $111. So it's really pretty good. And all I did was, because I know you kind of intoxicated right now. You were drinking Patron. So I said, a lot of people drink Patron. Let me look at the stock market for Patron. I didn't know they was bought by another company. Then after that, I looked at, I didn't know, okay, Remy Martin is really going up in value. And it went up from $90 to $111, which is pretty good. So I have to say thank you, Pookie. See, I like coming to this room. This room have a lot of insight on things, and that way you can actually understand what to invest in and see what's going on. So Pookie, thank you. I'm off the mic.
Well, this is one of the blackest chat sessions I've been in a while. This is one of the blackest. I think we are waking up that we have an enemy. Once upon a time, W.E.B. Du Bois was part of the Niagara Group. W.E.B. Du Bois was part of the Niagara Group. In the Niagara Group, they went for, one of the things in the Niagara Group, they went for economic freedom. W.E.B. Du Bois was pulled out of the Niagara Group into the NAACP by Gerald Spingarn. Gerald Spingarn is that white man who was responsible for bringing up charges against Marcus Garvey. But they went away from, with W.E.B. Du Bois, they went away from economic freedom for black people to social freedom. Now we see what social freedom has gotten us in this country. We get to play on the team. We get to be the president. We get to do everything. We get to use our talents to uphold white supremacy. They own everything of real value. They own the hospitals. They make the cars. They make the airplanes. They own the entertainment industry. But we get to participate. Now it has come to a time that now we want to own something. Bill Cosby tried to own something. You see what happened to him. Brother owned BET. He got out of that and he went to own a black airline. You see what happened to that. Every time we go for ownership, you see what our open enemy does. The reason why we are not successful in ownership because of economic freedom. The bankers have not integrated. The bankers have not integrated. You know, what do they do? What does the church do without Jesus money? Every Sunday, a black woman, a black old lady puts $50 into the Jesus fund. And then on that Sunday, that Monday, they deposit their Jesus money into a white bank. And that white bank loans the money out to white people who goes back into that black neighborhood and pushes grandma out. because they want to, gentrification. Correct? See, we haven't spent or invested our Jesus money into the black community. The Jesus money is used to push us out of the black community. Now we are counting the Jesus money. We need the Jesus money to fund the black farmers so we can have some black grocery stores. And just because I say black, it doesn't mean that only black people go there. Jews own the entertainment industry. That doesn't mean only Jews go there. So once we get our black thing going, of course we can use a white person's talent to uphold our black supremacy. They use black talent to uphold white supremacy. We can use white talent to uphold white supremacy, the black supremacy, correct? They use our Jesus money to uphold white supremacy. Now we want to use the Jesus money to build something black. I'm off the black mic, black supremacy.
Yes. Why y'all thinking? I mean, somebody is talking about Patron is like the new invest. I invested in Patron and a couple of shares of Patron like in 2000 goddamn motherfucking 3 because I knew the spokesperson of Patron. Paul Smoke's brother. I mean, he's not a brother, but he's a fucking white man. Jean-Paul DeJoria. Dude that's on the Paul commercial. He was a head in the what's Patron. So I mean, I ain't no millionaire. I can travel for free, Crane. Just realize that. I ain't no millionaire, but if I want, Paul Mitchell is the business of Patron. If y'all know y'all stocks, you're just fuck. What kind of black? I mean, I hope you ain't talking to me. Strike. I mean, I hope you ain't. I mean, dropping real dime. I'm sorry, sister. I mean, I'm just so aggressive right now. I'm drinking these goddamn motherfucking New Orleans martini, goddamn frozen drinks mixed with mango and this shit. I just want to just bring me a fucking white man to just punch out. I'm 6'2", 260 pounds of black Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, New Orleans, Gulf Coast man, motherfucking masculinity man meat. I just want to just bust a white man in the head. Just crack in the head. Just, I don't worse. Let me take this drink. Oh, goddamn. I will punch a shark in the face because why wouldn't you punch a shark in the face, Cranes? I mean, goddamn. Why would you punch a shark in the face? Because they gonna bite you. I mean, not all sharks. I mean, there are several. I mean, there's only like 5 species of sharks that y'all want to make me take it to Discovery Channel status. I'm just saying, there's only 5 species of sharks that can actually hurt you. I mean, I just don't know. Y'all don't know. Well, sharks are beautiful creatures. That Patron's starting to hit like. No, it's not, that Patron's starting to hit like Creed, nigga. I don't understand, nigga. Ah, it tastes like ooh. I'm not your woman. I'm not your man. I'm something that you never understand. Justin Timberlake was a bitch. You understand? He had no right to even sing that shit. Because you, that breath, I breathe like a man. I'm a free diver, man. I take like 100% breath oxygen whenever I fucking speak. I'm like, think that's it. Think that's it. Think that's it. Oh my God! Oh shit! Y'all know. I'm a beat. No, because y'all fucking. I had to do it. And this ain't that.
Oh my. All right, Pookie. I don't know what all of that was, but yeah, you need to put down the martinis or whatever it is that you said you was over there drinking, because you have lost your mind and derailed the conversation. I don't even remember what we were talking about before that. But what I do like is that No Harm and Sassy both have been posting links and facts in this room that finally put a little bit more perspective into positive perspective, I should say, on the black dollar and black economics, and also the reality of what it means, what economic spending is in America. So it's interesting that I'm not sure who it was, again, because the whole conversation got fucked up by Pookie and his erratic breathing and shit, but No Harm posted that Americans in general, 60% of Americans in general spend more or their entire or more than their income every year. And also that they would rather spend money on Starbucks than to invest in the stock market. And yes, it's just, that shit is crazy. But that is actually the reality of America. And what's so funny is when you see people, especially black people, that have this idea that, you know, the white picket fence or the American dream is what white people have. And this is what you're talking about: massive amounts of debt, overworked, low wages.
Okay, here we go. Hey, Cranes, you here? Let me get that good one, Cranes. Let me get that one if you can hear me, Cranes, so we can discuss this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I thought the nigga was gone. I thought, okay, here you go. I'd rather have a Shakur. What up, No? What up, Playboy? I'd rather have a Sada Shakur in there with me, yo. You know, she gonna rep. Oprah gonna go in there and just read your little case and be like, man, cop out to him. Cop out. A Sada Shakur gonna go in and be like, yo, we gonna do this. If this happen like this, we gonna do it like we gonna get down in this bitch. I'm gonna get down for you, my brother. Like that. So I'd rather have it like that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go. I'm gonna pass the mic, not Cranes. That's how I wanna go with it, like that hard, that black style. You know? That's how I wanna go. Okay. Good shit then, Cranes. Then we ain't gotta discuss that no more. I pass the mic.
Hey, Victorcrat, I don't know what happened to Strike. Why don't you take the mic, please, if you don't mind? Thank you. Victorcrat, take the mic, please. Victorcrat, take the mic, please.
I'm back on. See, we having a black conversation. It's hard for me to step away because this And I think it's because we have black females in here that are basically saying the same thing I'm saying, but they're not going hard body like I go. I go hard in the paint. I'm like, what's the brother in Black Panther? Killer, what was his name? Killmonger. See, I'm more like him, but Killmonger, yeah. But I'm really not like him. I'm really not like him. I'm not willing to give the weapons up to the jigaboo. That's not going to happen. But we can get straight to the point. What goes on with the Jesus money? The Jesus money in the black church goes to the white banks. The white banks do not, it's in their best interest to invest in the black community. So Big Mama gives up $50 a week to the Jesus Fund. And then the Jesus money goes to the white banks. See, they didn't integrate those banks. No, we're not talking. There go the jigaboo right there. Juju Bonton is a jigaboo. That's a wild jigaboo. Brother Skills is a jigaboo. You got to point them out. These are jigaboos. Now, I'm not saying nothing wrong. The white banks takes the Jesus money and loans it out to white developers. The white developers goes to Big Mama's community and pushes her out. So indirectly, Big Mama is financing her black behind out of her own neighborhood by giving up the Jesus money. Now, Brother Juju, Brother Skills, why not use the Jesus money to uplift the black community? We're not talking about the NOI. We will not let you talk about the NOI. That'll take the conversation over. Because the Nation of Islam is all up in the news right now. And you know I want to go there. You know I want to do it. We're not having NOI. We're talking about the Jesus money in the goddamn white banks. We have to get control of the Jesus money. Why don't the Jesus money be put into the black communities so we can hire our own black children? All of these talented black people that are coming out of these colleges take their talents and uphold white supremacy. All of the Jesus money goes to upholding white supremacy. Brother Juju, that's a lie. So where does the Jesus money go? Don't fight it, man. Don't be a jigaboo. Fight it, man. Stop buck dancing. Man, I hate what the white man done to you. I absolutely hate. Case in point, Black Panther, $1 billion. Who made the lion's share of the money? The white man. Goddamn white man did it. Yes, he did. He made even though Tyler Perry had something to do with some of the scenes, I love that. But they used the black talent to get $1 billion. Why not use the black talent and take the $1 billion to invest in the black community? What's wrong with that, Brother Juju? We're not talking about the Nation of Islam right now. Anything wrong with using black talent, black Jesus money, to uplift the black community so we can have our own black businesses to hire our own black children? Anybody in here has something against that? If you do, you a jigaboo. We're not talking about the Nation of Islam. He just can't, hey, OG, he just can't do it.
You white people ain't shit. I'm so sick of AKA goddamn just saying shit. If I'm on it, I'm on it. Bitch, I'll punch. Oh, bitch, aka, I will punch in your fucking face. I don't give a fuck if the owners fucking ban me for this shit for life. I wanna punch aka in her fucking face. I'm a fucking 6'2", 200 and goddamn pound ass white.
Man, sit your stupid ass down, man. Acting like you never had alcohol in your system before, you big grown man. Ain't nothing funny and entertaining about this at all. Nothing funny or nothing entertaining. You act like you never got drunk before. This is supposed to be entertaining, motherfucker. Grow the fuck up. That's why you sitting over there fucking lonely. Stupid fuck. Acting stupid over there. Big grown ass goddamn man. Grown ass man. You almost old enough to be my goddamn grandfather over there acting stupid. Like you haven't had a little bit of liquor in your system. Like you don't know what the fuck you doing. Grown ass fucking man. I hate niggas like that.
That motherfucker on fire. And look who he was rolling with. That nigga look like he was rolling with them people suit. You know what I'm saying? The nigga drunk as fuck. He was rolling with them people suit. You know what I'm saying? Look at the team member the nigga got. That shit funny, man. You know he had to be drunk to roll with them people, man. You know he had to be, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with Assata Shakur on myself, man. You know, I'm gonna rock with Assata, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause look, if they sentence me, Assata got a sawed-off pump in her briefcase, y'all. Oprah just gonna throw the shit down. Look, take what them white people want to give you, man. It's the easy way. Oprah don't want to get her hands dirty. You know what I'm saying? So motherfucker, the Assata Shakur want to lay down and throw on. So you know what I'm saying? I tend to be from that side of the street, Crane. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go like that, man. You know, birds of a feather flock together, yo. You don't see.
Oh.
That nigga drunk as fuck, man. I passed the mic, man. Hey, Skills, what it do, Playboy? What's for dinner, nigga?
You know, I didn't know that liquor stock was all that serious. I never thought about that. I have to thank you know, Pookie for exposing me to the liquor shares, but that's cost too much because of the $113 per share. But as soon as GE get on his feet, GE need to get off, you know, stop messing around, start investing, you know, start getting this stuff, get rid of these. GE just too goddamn big, you know. As long as he starts slim down a little bit, lower their liabilities and stuff, and that would be interesting to see what they're gonna do. Cause I sold my Home Depot stock, and I'm thinking about. I'm thinking I might get rid of my Apple. I don't know because I have been too, you know, I didn't know with my Wall Street Journal subscription I also have access to Barron's digital website too. I did not know that because I was Googling around Patron, and I found out that Bacardi bought Patron, and Remy is a really when I sold it, it was like 178, 170, between 177 and 178 when I sold it. I just sold it Thursday. It's gonna take a little while to get it out. I bought it when it was like less than $77 a share. It just, Monetary and I was talking about it. You know what? Not really, Barrett, because I'm doing good. What I need to do is pay off this house. I need to pay off this house and stuff and build me another one. Something smaller. Something with some, with a view. I'm tired of looking at, give it away. I ain't giving no shit away. Red, I don't have to, prove to anybody, because you know what? I can cam up. That's why I cam up, because people like you can't. That's why I do it. I do simple shit just because I know you. You own Costco? No, I don't. I do go to Costco. I was complaining about that about Costco, because Canadian Costco have better products. A $40,000 house in the desert. Did you see it inside of my? I have natural goddamn brick inside of my house, in the TV room, and I have those recessed windows. I line them up. The spouse says she wants some more rocks in the goddamn kitchen and stuff. Yeah, and that's what's going on. But yeah, that's what's going on. You can build without paying off the house. You know what? 50. There's reasons why I'm doing that. There's reasons why. Because she can have half of it. Fuck that shit. She can have half of it. I'm gonna give me a little teardrop trailer, live in the Mojave Desert, and pee in a goddamn Pepsi bottle. Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I was tripping out for goddamn. Oh yeah, hell yeah, getting rid of that mofo. I'm tired. I need to be on my own. I need to be on my own and stuff. I need to sit down there and walk around outside in the desert with my drawers and stuff. That's what I need to do while I sit down there and pee in the goddamn wind. I had my teeth cleaned yesterday. Not the other day, I mean. I was crying. I was crying. They put that little water jet in that shit and go underneath the gums. Ooh, man. Shit. They got one guy I know. You know what? I'm not. They don't have $2.3 million on me. They only got like one on me. That's it. Fuck that. I ain't J. Paul Getty and shit. What you supposed to only have 5 years of goddamn fucking life insurance for you. 5 years of I did a little bit more. But life is easy though. Yeah, you always see my glasses I got from the VA. Because they give me free glasses. I had to pay for them though. I got some safety glasses and this shit look weird. Let me turn my camera off and show off. They have a bunch of goddamn glasses and everybody looking at me like crazy. Why you want safety glasses? Because I can. Look at these motherfuckers, man. I feel like I'm a superhero. Look at that shit. They got some goddamn rubber shit on the side. Got the bifocals in that motherfucker, man. I feel like a goddamn superhero. I look down, I see shit. I look up, I see shit. I'm gonna lose some goddamn weight. Was there a shooting in your vet housing? Very long line? Yeah, it's a very long line. Anyway, I think I'm gonna brush my teeth. Put some peroxide in my damn mouth again. Is the biker glasses? I almost when I was in Japan, I ordered the goddamn Fat Boy Low denim black. But that's when I had my medical incident. I didn't know I can ride a motorcycle. Because the motorcycle weighed like 800 pounds. Oh, I am going to sell it there, 50. I'm going to sell it and stuff and give me something smaller. I want me somewhere to view, you know, look at some water. I want water and shit. I want to... And brother, we're going to invite... Oh, that's so nice, Deborah. Oh, really? You don't have to invite me, man. No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. What your house? Well, this one. You know, this one, man. You know. Oh, you know, my family's upset with me back home. I won't let nobody stay in my mom's house. I don't know. Ah, fuck South Carolina. Hell no. I like Georgia. I like Sea Island, Georgia. That's by Brunswick. I love Sea Island, man. They got those goddamn, it's on an island and stuff, and you got limited, you know, it's real. I love Georgia, man. Oh yeah, Sea Island by Savannah. Yeah, I was laughing because they had another goddamn balcony. Why you get all the people on those balconies and stuff, and they go there for a party and shit? Oh fucking no, I don't want to. Hell no, I'm inland now. Shit, I don't see no goddamn water. I want to see some goddamn waves, man. I need some goddamn water and stuff. No, there ain't no ski. Got some safety glasses, Strike. I think you're jealous of my goddamn shit. I got some ski glasses, though. Some ski goggles. Somewhere. Probably got in the shed and shit. I used to ski over there. Man, there's water. You know, that's what... You know what? I've been taking so much goddamn freaking Complex B. My goddamn freaking P is turning out gold. I take 2 150 tablets every guy. You know what, Strike? My vision is not that bad. I show off my goddamn motherfucking goddamn. My shit is not bad. I think I got a 30. My shit's like 30 and shit. That's not. I was told. I was told that I'm gonna have cataracts later on in life, so I'm gonna need a operation to get rid of these cataracts. That's, they say, from 5 to 20 years. I'm gonna have to get my operations. So that's gonna be scary, you know. I'm gonna wait to do that. I'm gonna have another foot operation later on. Is the chosen golden PK? You know what? I'm serious, bro. My P is goddamn gold, man. It's not. I mean, it just come out, man, like goddamn. And you know, I should pee on concrete and sell that shit, you know, and take a video of it. And even Pickle looks at it like, what the fuck? I'm off the mic.
Yo, what it do, man? Good to see you. Welcome to the room, man. Welcome, man. Always good to see you, my brother. Hey, Soup. Soup, you a funny motherfucker, man. You make me laugh, yo. And somehow we see a lot of the same shit, man. You know? What up, Cod? We see a lot of the same shit, Soup. Hey, Cranes, you own that shit now, man. You own that shit, yo. You caught it. You caught the footage, Cranes. You know what I'm saying? Good shit, yo. They might put you up for a Nobel Peace Prize, man. You know? You caught that shit. Good shit. Right. Shoot, you see that shit? What could be seen can't be hidden, yo. You can't hide what could be seen, and that shit isn't. Some of that shit you be popping in plain sight, yo. It's for all to see. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you can't discredit it, man. Motherfucker get mad. Some motherfuckers get mad. Right? Good game, people. Ball game. This shit, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't, you know what I'm saying? The shit like a couple of these cats in there, you ain't gonna see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. You gotta be from around there, been around there. You know what I'm saying? To peep that shit. You know, some niggas can't. Some niggas get hoodwinked. You know what I'm saying? Or a smile or fuck. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that, yo. That shit ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Right, yo, right, nigga. I love the squab, the mad squabbles. You know what I'm saying? Love that shit, yo. Right. You know, it's all that shit go with a little bit of everything. You gotta have a little bit of that in you, Suit, to be able to differentiate, man. You know what I'm saying? Right, differentiate, man. I mean, shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Many black people that talk like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you know what I'm saying? I don't know many black people rap. I mean, real black people that rap like that, man. You know, that Carlton on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. One of them niggas we talking about. But most black people just don't, you know, because it wasn't around them always. And though you can switch and become adaptable if you choose to. But overall, our native tongue does not reflect that. Our native tongue, like, what up? You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. You know, we just talk normal, you know. But real people, right, Cheesecake? Real people. Most of the time, if we're not in front of a job interviewer or a potential employer, there's no need for us to continuously speak in that dialect, correct? So I like to just come gritty, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I do, though. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic, yo.
Hey, no harm. Can you hear me? No harm. Can I get a mic check from the no to the harm? Okay, hey, no harm. I'm thinking that they might knock this dude off because